What's good? We back with another one. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back on that morning grind with the boxing clinic. You dig? And Abel Sanchez, is one confused individual. I think his agenda is to market Triple G because Triple G doesn't speak that good of English, and I think he's the showman for Triple G because some of the shit that he just says doesn't make sense. Earlier into the month, he said Canelo slaps. And basically, they wasn't worried about his power. His power was overrated. Said he just slaps. He's a slapping puncher. And then, the other day, he compared him to Danny Jacobs as far as his power. Saying Danny Jacobs was like a wasp. And Canelo, he called Danny Jacobs a hornet. And he called Canelo Alvarez a mosquito in the power department. And this dude is just, all over the board. And, pretty much I got to say before I get into what else he said, the main gist of what he said is, without him, there would be no publicity about this fight. As far as there would be nothing to talk about as far as between the fighters. It's hard to market, a big fight in America when two guys, don't speak that much English. It's very hard, like we was talking about yesterday. Manny Pacquiao was a blip. He wasn't a trend. He was just, a very exciting guy that did extraordinary things and moving up and did things we haven't seen. He was a phenom. And that's hard to catch that lightning in a bottle. And with these two guys, I'm starting to think that that this fight might not do as many pay-per-views as I thought it was. I looked today. In this article, I'm going to link to the description. I'm going to get into the gist of it. This fight is $75. You might as well just call it $100 fight. And what seems to be happening is, now that there's less and less pay-per-views because of the model that PBC Al Heyman created and the model that Bob Arum is doing. We're doing boxing on basic cable with ESPN, and I think he's going to create that top-ranked Box Nation that's TV network as well. It's driving the prices up on pay-per-view. Because it's rare. It's rare now that you get pay-per-view now. And for this fight to be almost $100 pay-per-view, it's crazy. And when I looked at that, I'm thinking like maybe the pay-per-view won't do as much as I predicted. And I predicted 1.5 million. I understand that most people say, "Oh, it's a popular fight." Yes, it's a popular fight amongst the hardcore and purist fan bases. And I think it's getting some casual buzz, but the build-up isn't there as far as the showmanship, other than Abel Sanchez and Oscar De La Hoya hating on Floyd Mayweather. That's the only build-up, and I think Oscar hating on the Floyd and McGregor fight is turning some people off to this fight, and I think it will be a direct correlation to this pay-per-view success from the McGregor Mayweather. If McGregor Mayweather succeeds, I think a lot of people are gonna order this. If it doesn't, I think a lot of people some people gonna turn saucy on it. But Abel Sanchez said that today that both fighters can, on the conference call, I think he said both fighters can get hurt. He can see both fighters potentially going down. I think he said, don't quote me on that. And I guess he has newfound respect for Canelo Alvarez's power. Like I said, this man's a showman, and that's what he does. He tries to say anything to get in the headlines. And that's good because Golovkin doesn't say much because he doesn't speak English like that. And a lot of guys, need an Abel Sanchez to keep the pot stirred. But, for me, he dogged Canelo Alvarez out about his power all fucking month. All since the fight was made. Said he slaps with his punches, and all this other shit. And all of a sudden, you worried about his power, You said, "Oh, Triple G can get hurt, or both guys can go down at one point in this fight." And where was this 180 turn at? Where did this shit come from? Did he get some news about Canelo Alvarez's camp that this motherfucker, powered and increased 20 fold? We got a mole in that camp, man. I don't know. Maybe watching the Canelo Alvarez training videos and seeing that this guy ain't playing. He ripped. Like a week or two after the Chavez Jr. fight, he was training. And it's going to be an excellent fight. I think it's worth, paying for it. I was going to buy it until I see it was $75. I might just do the movie theater thing. $40, you know, save half, and I ain't got to deal with the bullshit on the bill. You know, I pay the money up front and got to worry about, oh, we going to bill you on the back end. Nah, fuck that. I might just go to the movies and check it out. I'm considering going to the movies, checking out Floyd and McGregor. You know, I had some interest in, you know, Andrew Tabit and Steve Cunningham and Badu Jack and Nathan Cleverly. But, you know, I don't know why Abel Sanchez, you know, did his flip like that. But like I said, maybe he's trying to push the fight and generate some interest. It's clear that Golovkin is the elite puncher here. But, you know, Canelo, I always thought he was an overrated puncher. But I think he punches by accumulation that makes up for some of the things in his body punching. You know, could potentially be an issue for Golovkin. But a lot of guys don't like to go to Golovkin body because when you go to the body, you're vulnerable to the head. Most guys don't want to put investments into the body knowing they can, you know, that investment couldn't pay off and you get knocked out any time. We'll see how Canelo approaches it. But I was just shocked that, you know, Abel Sanchez gave this dude, you know, some credit for his punching power because he was dogging him for 3 or 4 weeks now. And, you know, I just think he's a showman. I think he's just trying to stir the pot. Him and Oscar De La Hoya is the only one that's keeping this fight somewhat publicly relevant, you know. And Oscar shit being relevant is just hating on Floyd. And when he's not hating on Floyd, you know, he ain't really pushing this fight. And I guess they getting ready for the storm to be over, McGregor and Mayweather, so they can prosper and dominate the headlines and start the real promotion for the fight. And, you know, shout out to Abel Sanchez. You know, I think he said some things that get blown out of proportion just to market Triple G and market this fight. But we gone.